Hello, and welcome to the Movie Test of Time, a podcast about revisiting our youth through the only medium that matters, the movies. Thanks for joining us. My name is Andy Young, and I'm one of your full-throated, brawling hosts. Joining me, as always, is our other full-throated and brawling host, Beth Martin. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
I have lots of questions about words and terms
Oh no.
this episode. Like, what does this mean? What does this mean?
I
What does
hope
that mean?
I hope I know the answers.
I hope you do too. It would be very embarrassing.
Wouldn't
So,
it?
okay, I would. I have a science fair update and I have a
Okay.
dragon update.
Hell yeah. Let's hear them.
Okay, so we had the kids, it was mandatory, so I'm not like, they did the science fair, it's amazing. Like they had to. Uh, so Charles did a project on orca whales.
Love it. Yep.
Captivity and non-captivity,
Hmm.
meaning free willy. Anyways, and then Harper did basically it's like a zoetrope kind of
Okay.
like that when Google it. But basically it's like optical illusions.
Hmm.
And she did, I can't remember the term. I'm such a good parent. Anyways, she can make it look like a drop of water goes upwards instead of downwards.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting. Very
it
cool.
was pretty trippy. Use just using flashing light and like
Hmm.
you can change the hertz and like how much it flashes within like a minute,
Hmm.
basically, something science. So she got best project for all of fifth grade,
Love
and he got most facts for the
it.
for the entire fourth grade. But like good on her. Like they were reading out all the names, and I could see I was like, we got a heads up that they were winning something. They were like, you should probably come to this because your kids are going to win something. I love the school they go to. Anyways, it was just yeah, it was super sweet. So that happened.
That's amazing.
And then proud of both of them.
Yeah.
Uh, also we have this baby bearded dragon named Elfie because my daughter really loves Wicked. Um,
Mhm.
but I also with when you I don't okay, reptile listeners and lovers, please help me with reptiles. The bulb went out yesterday. And for
Okay.
babies, that's a bad thing. So like Harper woke up and she came out and she was like, "It's at 72 and the bulb is off." And I was like, "Oh no." So I'm trying to like heat up this reptile all day long yesterday.
Hmm.
Literally. Like I got the oil heater, got the space heater,
Hair dryer.
hair dryer, right? Because I'm waiting for this bulb to come from Amazon because I'm so lazy I can't drive the 40 minutes to go get it and back. Round it's not it's like 80 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
You get it. So anything else I will do. So I'm like heating her up. But she eats bugs, dude, and they have to be
Yeah.
live bugs.
Yeah.
So worms and roaches and crickets, and now I have worms and roaches and crickets that I'm trying to like keep alive so I can kill them,
Wow.
which is definitely like against my greater nature.
Sure.
Uh, so I've started, can't remember if it's Gladiator or Spartacus. Maybe someone can help me with this, but in the morning, I make her bug breakfast. And I say, those who are about to die salute you
Hmm.
to the bugs,
I
right?
yeah. I guess God is it Gladiator? Yeah, I know what you mean. I've definitely
I think
seen
it
that
is.
phrase.
And I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that like those that are about to die are supposed to be like saluting the emperor and all
Sure.
that, and it doesn't quite work for the scenario, but that's what I'm doing right now. That's literally the crack.
Love it.
How about
It's good
you?
stuff.
Thanks.
No, I'm glad that the bearded dragon's doing well though. I
Yeah.
think this is my first time learning its name, maybe. Did it take a while to get a name or is it maybe I've
Yeah.
forgotten. Okay.
No, I don't know.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
I mean, Mike wanted to name it Smoko,
Smoko.
like Smoko and the Obby.
Oh, okay.
Uh, and then Harper was like, no, its name is Elfie. We were like, fine. Because she paid like $200 worth of, her own money towards this.
Amazing. Yes, and are you saying? Yeah. Because you was considering something else, and then that made
Mm,
more sense.
yeah.
Love it.
So,
Uh,
Smoko, Elfie.
yes, nice. Yeah. Double barrel name.
All right.
Um,
What about
so
you?
I, you know. I've been meaning to for a while, but I took a trip last Friday to a little place called Megalopolis, which is
Okay.
the Francis Ford Coppola movie
Yes.
that was
Yes.
released a couple of years ago, I think.
No
And
one's
that,
seen it in the whole land of everyone, and so I'm very
no,
curious because I haven't looked at reviews and I want it to be amazing.
it's not amazing. Like it's
Shite.
fascinating. Like it's
Shite.
yeah,
Sorry.
shite indeed. Like it's really wild. It makes no sense at all. Like in terms of the structure, in terms of like I think the story it's trying to tell in terms of like its own internal logic, it's all baffling. But like there's something weirdly compelling about it too. Like it's like a
Okay.
kind of like a slow motion car crash.
Hmm.
And there's some nice ideas in there, but I honestly don't really even know what point it's trying to make. Like I sent a message to my friend after watching it, and I was like, I think it's an attack on capitalism, like, it's with being sarcastic, because like it's such a broad, like, capitalism's terrible and in so many ways. And I don't disagree with that, but wow, is it ham-fisted. Um, but yeah, it's like
Lacking
truly,
subtlety.
yes. I mean, though, I have to say that, I'm all for these big directors who, like, obviously can just like get together a cast of amazing people and get a big budget and just make something completely baffling. And so, like, as a curio, as something that doesn't come along too often, it's definitely worth a look. But
Okay.
I don't know that I would actually recommend it. It's just nonsense.
Wow, I'm looking at the cast right now. So Dustin
Stacked.
Hoffman, Katherine Hunter, Lawrence Fishburne, John Voight, Shia LaBeouf. Happy Mardi Gras, everyone.
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza, Adam Driver, Giancarlo Esposito, who's like, after you
It's
see Do the Right Thing, you're like, wow, this man is really good at everything he does.
It's so true. That movie. The more I think about it, the more funny it is. It's
I
because
know.
like what I think I didn't realize about it because like I was kind of curious. I'd seen pictures of it, and I was like, why does everybody's hair look like that? And it's like the setup is that it's like called New Rome. It's essentially New York,
Okay.
and you'll see like the
Oh,
newspapers, and they'll be like the New Rome Times rather than the New York Times and things like that.
that's
But it's
clever.
like so heavy-handed, and like there's so many people in it who are don't have the greatest reputation anymore, but like obviously Francis Ford Coppola is old school and he'll just work with whoever. So yeah, it's an interesting one. But again, maybe not for the best reasons, but it's
Wow.
it's definitely a curiosity. Um, so
Sorry.
you just
Stop
look at the
reading about
cast and
Megalopolis.
yeah,
I'm just like now I'm like reading about like what the story is about because
it's just
you're
such
like don't even
nonsense.
bother.
Like I think because it happens in the very first minutes of the movie, I will talk about this, but Adam Driver's character has the ability to stop time, and he literally has to say time stop to do it, and it's it's
Why do I
just
feel like as you
so
started to
dumb.
talk about this movie, my mind was wandering a tiny
Hmm.
bit and I was like, "Ooh, we need to put Dark City on our,"
Hell yeah.
and
I
you
think
just
it
started
talking be
talking
on
about,
our.
is that on
It
our list?
might
Okay.
be, yeah.
But like time stopping, right?
Yeah.
And weirdness and like I don't know.
But it's nice that they don't actually have to say time stop in Dark City, it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Um, so
Well, how
that's
would you know unless they told
right,
you?
exactly. How would we know that's what was
How would
happening?
we know? We
Oh,
wouldn't.
that's that movie.
Thank
Um,
goodness
so like other
that
than
he has
that,
that much faith in his listeners
I know.
and watchers. Sorry.
Other than that, I've been really busy. I was telling Beth I've been doing a lot
I
of
thought you
stuff.
were going to tell me that you'd seen Wuthering Heights and you were going to tell me all about it.
No, I don't know that I'm gonna bother. So one of my new favorite things is
It's that
uh
director. It's Emerald Forest or whatever. What's her name?
Emerald Fennel, yeah. So like
Fennel.
I fucking loved
Sorry.
the first half of Saltburn. I maybe the first half or
Yeah.
so of Saltburn I really enjoyed. And then I
Mhm.
felt it went so far off a cliff. Like it was like there was a point where I was like, it couldn't possibly be going in this direction because that A wouldn't make any sense and it would be naff and awful. And that's
It
exactly the
did.
direction it goes in. But I saw one of my new favorite things is people writing stuff and then putting how they're feeling about it in brackets afterwards. So like, um
What?
So I'll give you this is the example for this, and it was a tweet about Wuthering Heights, and it said Emerald Fennel does it again! Exclamation mark, and then in brackets it says derogatory, and I'm like, that's perfect. It's perfect. It's
Yeah.
because like I even didn't mind Promising Young Woman, but like, and I think there's some really good stuff in
Oh, I saw
Saltburn.
that.
I think there's some really good
Yep.
stuff in Saltburn, but it's just I also think that it becomes really terrible at a certain point. So I just don't have a lot of interest in her. I saw that somebody describe her as the female Zack Snyder, and I'm like, I really like
Ooh.
that actually. I think that's actually pretty spot on. Um, so yeah,
I like
yes, I've
that.
just been doing boring life stuff apart from that, like working my business, doing car stuff, getting my car fixed.
Ah,
Um, One other thing that I did watch that I thought might be relevant, you might be interested in, is I finally watched American Utopia, the David Byrne stage show that he did a few years ago.
ooh.
Really great. Like it's basically, you know, I'm mostly familiar with. I am mostly only really familiar with his like Talking Heads catalog, so I recognize most of that stuff. Some of his newer stuff I recognize, but it's
Directed
like
by Spike Lee.
exactly, which is yeah relevant to what something we've covered recently. And it's pretty. It was really great. It was really impressive. Basically, all the music is performed live, and the actors and dancers and things like that are on stage with instruments strapped to them. They're all wearing suits, and they all do it live. And it's real. It's in terms of like. I'm always impressed by theatrical stuff, like in terms of, how hard it must be to remember your lines, remember how to move and everything. But this was just like next level for me. It was just
Wow.
absolutely incredible. So highly recommend it if you're at all a fan of David Byrne.
I
Um,
mean, who isn't?
well, it's this is true.
Did he do Fish Heads, or am I thinking of someone else?
I don't know.
Do you remember Fish
Apologize.
Heads?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, do you want me to annoy everyone right now with the Fish Heads,
I have no
Fish Heads? You've
idea
not,
what
and it's
that
Bill
is.
Paxton is in this, like made for, it's like a short film to this like guy singing about like how awesome fish heads
Oh,
are.
okay. Oh, so apparently it is often mistakenly attributed to David Byrne,
Okay,
but it's not him.
who is it? I can't
Um,
believe it just did the fish heads. I'm sorry, world. I'm
I don't
sorry,
even know what it is. I
everyone.
must say. So it's apparently a comedy duo called Barnes and Barnes.
With Bill Paxton. That
Yeah.
was, yeah. Anyways, you should, when you're like, I'm feeling down or
Yes.
bored, just watch that. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
I thought it was really because like so much of it is American Utopia that was like connecting with humanity and like
Mhm.
him going out and trying to encourage people to vote and stuff like that. And then
Ugh.
afterwards you see people like
Good luck.
hugging him and stuff like that, and you can see him just
Really?
going you can see him
Do you
just
think
going,
you
no thanks. Like he acts like he's like, oh, but you can tell it's like in his eyes, you're like, yeah, this guy is not a people
he's like, I don't
person,
like touching.
No.
Yeah.
Because like
No.
apparently like he was his reputation certainly from the other Talking Heads members was mixed. They had a hard time
Wow.
working with him, and I can absolutely see that, but yeah, but very, 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 I really enjoyed American Utopia. I thought it was really, a
Okay.
really enjoyable, a really enjoyable experience.
You
Um,
enjoyed it. It was enjoyable.
I
Um,
enjoyed it and it was enjoyable. Yeah, both of those things.
I'm gonna watch this, and it's on HBO, which I am paying for.
Nice.
Love it. Oh, it got like everyone was sorry, I'm like everyone's reviewing it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. I'm in.
Love
I love
it.
it. Good
So
use of your time, Andy
hell
Young.
yeah, I think so. That's all I've got for what's cracked. Do you have any what's occurring for
I
us this week?
don't this week.
Hmm.
So if you would like, it's just a plug, but if you want to find us on the apps, the
The
applications,
apps.
the places, the
Hmm.
socials, and engage, we love it.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what's occurring.
Hell yeah.
Everyone, get on your devices and interact with us.
Please
Uh,
do. Yeah.
yeah, we would
And
love it.
like and subscribe and whatnot.
Mhm.
Okay. Shall we get
And
into
part of my other plug is like literally, I think I put this on one of our platforms because I was trying to update things 2 months after the fact that we like changed all of what we do. Sorry, I'm
Mhm.
slow. I'm busy. That's
That's
not true.
fine.
Okay, brackets.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we're the movie test of time, so just keep an eye out. We're still us though. So
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing's changed.
nope.
But also equally everything's changed.
We're
Uh,
committed to being here in some shape or form.
yeah.
Do you see the segue that I'm trying to pass? I'm
Oh,
lofting it your way.
sure. Thank you,
Committed?
thank you.
Uh-huh.
Well, oh, excellent, Beth. So that brings us to this week's subject, which
Which is
is
what?
the movie The Commitments, which is the start of our Irish American month in celebration of St. Patrick's Day, which I definitely know the date of, and I'm about to
I think
say
it's the 17th
the 17th of March. It is correct. That was a
because I know
test.
that because I'm
That
an
was a test.
American.
That was a test, Beth, and you passed. Obviously,
Thank you.
as an Irish person, is baked into my bones, and I knew it off the top of my head, but I was just. But you did a great job there.
Ooh, thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm
S-
sweating a little. It's fine.
I think that at first because we had picked this out. In fact, we had done searches for Irish American movies, and one of the ones that came up was The Commitments, and I was like, it's very Irish. I don't know how American it is, but all the kind of music in it is American music, basically. So there is a pretty strong Irish American crossover. Um, I've never seen this before.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Okay. Huh.
So it's interesting.
Well,
One I've often thought I would like to see, but just had never got around to it, and it was a great excuse to actually watch it.
yeah, I've seen this. Like I started it with the family because I was like, I try and watch it as much as I can with them because it's interesting to hear their feedback. Obviously, I don't let them watch like uh Strange Days. Like, right, I'm not an idiot. But and also it's like it's a sweet movie, and also the kids need to know how to say shit in other ways and
I
feck
get it.
off, right? Shite. And they were like, and everyone was like, feck off, feck off. I've got some stats on the word fuck coming up later, so stay tuned for that. But it's just I'm so glad you watched it.
Yeah, so am I. I'm glad to actually finally check it out. Um,
So quick synopsis, just to remind everyone what they already know. It's a funny musical.
uh,
I guess I would say it's a musical because I was singing along the whole
it
time.
absolutely is. I think there's so
Yeah,
much music in it. Like it's so front and center.
yeah, it's dramatic, but it's the story of like this tumultuous rise
Hmm.
of a soul band from Dublin called The Commitments, and it's managed by this guy named Jimmy Rabbit. It's spelled Rabbitte,
Hmm.
Rabbit. So he's an unemployed wheeler and dealer with a vision to create the world's hardest working band, based on soul music from America. Um,
Okay. Sorry, you finished with that because I have something
please go.
to report. So
Okay.
in just how shite AI is. This may have been written by somebody, but the description, if you search for it in Google, is Jimmy Rabbit, an unemployed Dublin boy, decides to put together a jazz band made up of
It's not
entire. It's not.
jazz.
They even are. They're offended that that people because one of their saxophonists is in jazz bands and they make fun of him the whole time. What a
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
terrible description. So yeah, I was like, that is a awful mystery of what the film is.
I
It
would
is
say it's
certainly
the
not jazz.
fucking idiots.
They are fucking ages. They're fucking ages. The
Okay,
what do you call them?
so
Uh-huh.
um no, what do you call who?
The lead singer is Northern Irish as well. I found out when I was looking into him, which was quite exciting,
I
right?
looked into him too. I was like, should we go see a show?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so from like my American perspective, Mike
Hmm.
was like, oh, we're gonna watch The Commitments. He's like, we haven't seen it in like a couple years. And I was
Hmm.
like, nope. I've probably seen this movie like, I don't know, 30 times. And I
Hmm.
was like,
Hmm.
Mike, did you have the Commitment CD? And he was like, everyone had the Commitment CD. Like everyone did. So it was
Mm.
huge. It was huge here. is huge. So
That's
everyone's seen it. Everyone like knows the songs because of them, honestly.
yes, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Like it's like even I saw the poster a lot. I feel like it was a sort of poster
Yeah.
people have had up in their houses, certain in student days and things like that. I like I knew how important a film it was. It was just one of these kind of colossal blind spots in my sort of film watching life.
We're all disappointed in you.
That's
It's
fair.
fine.
Hey. You and me both.
Uh-huh.
But it was very exciting to finally check it out because like it's like, just because of the reputation it has, and also a little bit scary because like sometimes when I go into things that have this sort of really kind of like
Yeah.
big reputation, they can't help but disappoint you. But it was just
Totally.
a joy. It really
Oh,
was.
good. Oh, good.
Um, so
Do
my
you want
first thing,
to,
sorry,
who
my first
directed
thing.
it?
So yes, absolutely. And the one thing I wanted to ask you before I get into that, like I have
Mhm.
a variety of like thoughts that were all over the shop, was did you need to use subtitles for this movie?
Okay, it's interesting because I was like an early adopter of this movie.
Hmm. You feel
What
like
did
you
it come
know it
out like
well enough?
91? I know it's so well, no, it's like I've never had subtitles because I was only watching it like on
Sure.
VHS. Um, and so this time it's kind of like, when you're watching a movie and the music comes on and they do the subtitles for the music and you're like, I don't know any of these lyrics. I thought I knew every word. That's kind of how I felt.
Getcha. Getcha, getcha,
Like I
getcha.
thought the guy that came up to the door and he's like in line and he's like, I thought you were selling I thought you were selling jokes. And Mike's like, I don't think so. I think he says drugs. And I'm like, no, it's totally jokes and it's drugs.
Yeah,
And I was
it's
like,
drugs, yeah.
fuck. So that was my experience. That's how
Some
wrong I am.
it's like some of the quick fire stuff, even I was like, here, wait a minute, what? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I got the vast majority of it. Um,
Yeah.
so yes,
But like
so
words I don't understand, which we'll get
well,
to.
this is yeah, very true.
Yeah.
So the director was Alan Parker, who's very famous, kind of English film director. Excuse me, like a lauded film director, I would say. Some of the stuff that I thought would be particularly notable, certainly for us, was Bugsy Malone, which I loved as a kid. You know the kids one, the musical. Do you not know that one with like, oh
No,
wow, okay,
no.
insane, right? Okay, so
I
Bugsy
was like
Malone,
Warren Beatty.
no. So it's like a film in the 70s with a very, very young Jodie Foster. Like basically it is a group of kids. So Scott Bio's in it, Jodie Foster's in it, and they are all like kids like around, I would say about 10 or so. And like they have guns that shoot cream pie, like Tommy guns that shoot cream pies and stuff like that.
That
No?
sounds like heaven. No, I
Oh,
have
it's
no
so
idea
much
what you're talking
fun.
about.
So
Add that to
but
the list.
right, if I hey, I wouldn't mind revisiting
You're
Bugsy
so
Malone.
excited.
I am. He also did Evita. He
Oh.
did Pink Floyd The Wall,
Oh
right? Yeah,
my God, I'm in love already.
I thought you would like that one. But he was also like one of these guys who directed like both like because Bugsy Malone's such a deeply silly movie, but he also did like things like Angela's Ashes and things like that, which was like a really heavy movies. So he's had
Yeah.
like a really kind of incredible and kind of varied career. Um, but yeah, some of the stuff genuinely surprised me though. I really was surprised at like the Pink Floyd one and Bugsy Malone is absolutely hilarious to me as well.
What did I think? I mean, I know Bob Geldof was like starring in The Wall, but what did I think he directed it to? I'm amazed. This is something I needed to know.
I had another film I haven't seen because I was never
Uh,
the biggest Pink Floyd guy.
you're like, it wasn't that high. It's
No,
funny.
this is true. Not high enough to watch Pink
I
Floyd at
know.
all. And and also just because they weren't like one of those bands for me, kind of growing up. Like I was kind of aware of them and I had friends who liked them, but yeah, I just didn't have the connection to them. I'm just
That's okay. We
looking
can
at Bugsy,
disagree on that
looking at
one
Bugsy
thing.
Malone stuff now. That was such a
Is it
weird
Bugsy?
movie.
Bugsy Malone? Wasn't Bugsy Malone like a Warren Beatty movie?
No, are you thinking of Dick Tracy?
No,
Well,
no.
maybe it's just called Bugsy.
Bugsy, probably. I don't know. Look in your mind palace.
I will look at my
If
mind
only we had
past.
all of the
Yeah,
tools to find anything out.
Bugsy is the Warren Beatty one, which is what I
Was
thought.
his last name Malone? Am I
No,
crazy?
so no, no, no. It is based on Bugs. No, it's Bugs based on Bugsy Siegel.
Bugsy Siegel. I am wrong. Okay,
Uh,
I can accept.
so there you go. Like
Evita?
we Evita's also kind of surprising. We have some research to do in terms of like Bugsy Siegel's connection to Bugs. Who knows? They're maybe the
Yeah,
same person, maybe they're not, and maybe we move on.
I like that. I like that. Shh, this never
It
happened.
never happened.
Um, okay, so the story comes from Roderick Doyle. He's an Irish novelist, dramatist, and screenwriter. What's a dramatist?
I believe it's somebody who specifically does, uh,
Dramas?
but for like
Theater.
for the stage for theater, yeah, dramas for
Okay.
theater. I think
Okay.
it's so
We don't
interesting.
call
Sorry,
we
I'll
don't
let you
call it
finish your
that.
thoughts.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
So like it's interesting you're calling him Roderick Doyle because like he is just universally known in the UK as Roddy Doyle.
Roddy Doyle. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Roddy Doyle.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna call him Roddy. No, I'm not. I'm gonna call him Roderick.
Roderick. It's like he's being
Um,
shouted at. Roderick, what have you done
what have you done? I
for the
know your
last
middle name
time?
too. It's in there somewhere. Okay, so he's written 11 books, and this is one of his books.
Yeah,
So I guess it's part of a trilogy. The Commitments, The Snapper, and The Van
yep.
comprise the Berrytown trilogy, and it's centered around the Rabbit family. Again, Rabbitte. I thought it was just interesting how you'd spell rabbit that way. Maybe
I've ne
that's an Irish thing.
I've never encountered somebody with that name or anything like that. So
Ever me either. And I was like, how wonderful to be Jimmy Rabbit. Like, what a great fucking name. So all of these books, these novels were made into successful films, which I
yes,
liked. Um,
I had no idea they were connected because like the Van's quite
I haven't seen the
famous
other
as
two.
well.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I had no idea that they were all like, yeah, fascinating. Well, did
Yeah.
not know that.
Um, so um yeah, and then there's Dick Clement who these I don't know. I was going through like everyone's credits and I'm like, okay, you're literally like in another part of the world based on the names that you don't know.
Hmm.
I'm like I'm acknowledging like my Americanness and being like I don't know any of these movies. So Across the Universe, Otley and Still Crazy, which I hadn't heard of. And then the third writer was Ian LaFrane, who did like Tracy Takes On to like the Tracy Ullman comedian. He did a lot of her stuff. So,
Oh, yes, of course. Hmm.
mhm. So those are yeah, that's where it came from, and that's as far as I could find. I couldn't find like I think basically he was trying to pair kind of like, the underdogs of two countries
Yeah, that makes sense.
and yeah, so that's why the Commitments was born. So
It's and it's such a kind of like because there is like, I'll not delve into that kind of subject too
yeah,
much because it's dangerous
no,
territory. But
right.
like I know that that has become, and certainly back in the day, the Irish were seen as fairly kind of low, kind of very low status in like various parts of the world. But it's kind of really interesting in terms of like how that has, turned around in recent years, where the Irish are seemingly beloved everywhere now, which is, a nice, a nice flip, a very nice flip.
I didn't
Um,
know that. I didn't know that.
yeah. Um, okay. So, music. So it was an interesting one because I was looking.
It's so
I was like,
good.
surely there isn't a composer in this, and sure enough, there is not a composer on it. It basically is just the songs of that they are singing, that the band
Yeah.
themselves are singing.
Isn't that was one of my favorite parts? They sing all the music in the whole
Yeah.
movie. It's so great.
Um, but yeah, so no traditional composer, but covers of songs by Wilson Pickett, Otis Redding, Steve Cropper, amongst others. But just kind of really great versions of these songs. And like it's such an interesting, thing in terms of, we'll get into more about the story and kind of how it's all kind of holds together. But
Mhm.
like all these kind of volatile people, for the most part, kind of coming together, but like they're all so talented. And like the sound they make together is just absolutely sensational. It's because like I also did whatever I was looking into this, looked into, you know, a bit more about what happened after the film and things like that. And it's got like such a like thorny history for a lot of people because like it was huge, but it became this centerpiece in a lot of their lives that they could never kind of move past in a lot of ways, for better or for worse. Like they tried to do um reunion tours in like I say recent years, but like within the past 20 years or so, that never really came together because there was so much like clashing egos and things like that. But very, very interesting, I think. I think
So did it mirror the movie?
in terms of everybody, the few people I read about it talking about the reunions and stuff like that didn't want to say much more than that. It was
Okay.
just basically like we wanted to do something, it didn't work out,
Hmm.
and the kind of we're just kind of like we want to leave it at that. But
Hmm.
I thought that was very interesting, like because it's such a it's also was it seems like they cast the vast majority of them were not actors, they were just
Yeah.
musicians because
Yeah.
they wanted it to feel authentic, and it really does. It works so well, it
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah. So, um, I have, hold on just one second.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. I was also thrilled to see Colmini, I should say. I'm always happy to see Colmini. It seems to me that like Colmini then is the same character in The Commitments as in The Van, which is fascinating to me, and it makes me really want to watch The Van now.
Wait, who is that?
So it's Colmini is his Jimmy Roberts' father.
Oh, oh, yes, yes, yes. Actually, he's the reason that I stopped watching Star Trek.
Wait, what? You stopped watching Star Trek as a
I
Colmini?
did. I can't remember. It was the one after
Oh, DS9?
uh maybe it was DS9. And it was like his character, and he was like debating about how to like build a conservatory on the ship, and it was this
Okay.
big drama, and
I
I
don't
was like,
remember that.
I fucking can't.
Okay,
Like
okay.
literally, this is like, no, it's space. We're not worried about a fucking conservatory.
My friend used to send me, and he's probably listening to this, postcards. And the postcards would be like of somebody, and he would send me like, so he sent me a postcard with Colm Meaney as Chief O'Brien, and the setup was that. So the postcards he would send me would be from the people on the postcard, right? So I was getting an email, I was getting a message from Colm Meaney, and basically it was that he was trying to set up a fish and chip van on DS9 and Worf kept eating him out of chips. And it's a treasured memory. I still
That's
have it
amazing. You
somewhere.
should.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Ah, that's good. Um, I can't, it's interesting. I have the lit, I like, normally I pick like four or five people that I'm like,
Hmm.
they stood out in this movie. I literally copied and pasted every single person
Yeah,
that acted in this movie, and I cannot find him. It's oh, Colm, Colm. I'm like,
home.
sorry,
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot. Um, okay. So yeah, like everyone, it just I also like I love when I like kind of like I know I watch this movie a lot, but I've watched it to the point where I could like recite probably like a quarter of it in a really annoying way. So we're watching it and I'm just like over the top, over the top.
Hmm.
There's a bird that just landed on the window.
Nice.
Sorry. I just I everything is like everything is perfect, you know? The
Yes.
dialogue is great. Who knows how much of it was improvised? I couldn't find that level of detail. Also, it's very Irish, maybe, that like there is no detail about like why they don't get along anymore. Like America, someone would leak something to somewhere and then it would be like this whole thing.
Yes.
So I just appreciate that. You know, there's I don't know,
What
decorum.
what I really liked about it was that I feel typically in a film of this type, they would put the band together, they would have success, things would fall apart about halfway through, and then they would come together at the end. And even if they did
Mhm.
eventually split up, that would be the arc. There would be a rise, there would be a fall, but there wasn't really. It was just kind of all rise until like the collapse at the very end. And I really
Yeah.
liked that about it. And like and it wasn't like the drama wasn't the core part of it. It was the songs, like, and it's whenever the first few times you see songs and it just lingers on them and it spends so much time basically listening to the whole song. I'm like, okay, that's what this movie is. It is a musical. It is about the
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
I mean, characters are important for sure, but that is the kind of like the nut of this film that kind of really makes it work.
I love what you just said too, because like normally with that, like, okay, they break up in the middle of the movie and then it's a fallout and then they go, it's just there's not enough uh annoyance for you to be like, well, I don't quite understand why they broke up, right? Like you get why they broke up because Deco's fucking annoying as
Yes.
fucking dick, right? And by the end, you're like, I would break up. Like I understand why they did what they did. So we're telling you the end of the movie before we're really getting into the movie, but you've already watched it and you know we spoil everything. But it's like we all reached our breaking point
Yes.
and it was time.
I think that like what he talks to his trumpet player Joey at the end and he's like, don't you see, we could have been famous, we could have released albums, but what you did was you picked everybody up, like you broadened their horizons, and it's like it's a
Yeah.
really lovely way of looking at it.
Yeah.
But like, and saying all that, like I just love that like basically they're all in conflict the whole time, basically
Yeah.
from the start. They are
Yeah.
like fighting each other, they're cross with each other, there's like but like but when they come together on the stage, it's just really kind of like beautiful and all really works well
Yeah.
together.
Well, and you see their personal lives, like you see Rabbit's family, and like, you know, I mean, they're all living on. I don't know how else to say it, but it seemed like they all had some hard times going on, and
Yeah.
so you see like how hard it is to get to practice because life, right?
Yeah.
And like that's so relatable. But the fact that it was the probably gonna Brana Gallagher,
Yeah.
who plays Bernie, and she's like got her mom's like, she's gonna drop another one.
Yeah.
Her mom keeps having babies and like trying to just balance life, and she's bringing babies to rehearsal that she's trying to help and take care of. And I wish more. It was so nice to see, like, I know it wasn't real life, right? I know it's a movie, but at the same time, it felt real to me.
Yeah. It
Like just trying to get to the thing that brings you joy, right?
it does feel very sort of like authentic in a lot of ways. It really does. It just feels like it is, yeah, it's kind of like a lived experience. Yeah, it's really lovely in that way.
And you know, we were talking off pod about just this, like, I know Dublin's a big city, but it still feels like a small, like you can walk places and you say hi to everyone and everyone
Yeah.
says hi back. And like, I don't know, I'm living in I'm living in the Wild West, and we don't get a lot of that. I
Yeah.
can't walk anywhere, except to walk the dog. So I loved that aspect, the family, the familial, and also like your family in the streets and
Pro
everybody that you walk by every day.
Probably the only real similarity is the amount of horses that you both have.
Yeah,
Lots of
right?
horses in the Wild West. Lots of horses
Right?
in Dublin too, certainly
It's
back
true.
then.
And that so there's a part of the movie where like he's like going to get on the lift
Yeah.
or the elevator, and there's a kid there with his horse trying to get on the lift too, and he's like, "Are you gonna bring that up the lift?" And he's like, "Well, he can't take the stairs."
Yeah, exactly. Going, come on, of course I am.
Duh.
Yeah.
And that's actually that so Roddy Doyle
Uh-huh.
saw that happen in real life and was like, well, that's going in the movie or
I
book. So
fully believe it. Like, there's so much horse-related stuff. Like, there's like, there is an attempted bank robbery where a horse is the only victim and things like that. It's not. Um, yeah, really, really great stuff. Like, it's at first because I wasn't sure. I was so ignorant about like anything to do with this film, even where it was set. So it was like, at first few scenes, it was like, is this Dublin? Where is it exactly? And then it shows you pictures of like the river and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, this is it. In fact, I'm sure it has changed, but it looks very, very familiar to my memory of what Dublin looks like. So it was like, yeah, okay, this is very clearly Dublin.
wow. Uh, um, okay, so everyone was great.
Hmm.
I loved all the so sorry. Who's the guy that sings?
Oh, Andrew Strong.
Oh my God. Can we talk about so he plays Deco.
Do you know how old he was when he did this?
16.
Yeah,
Isn't
wild to
that
me.
fucked up?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely insane.
I could not believe it.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
nuts.
like, because yeah, I was like, then I had to go and find two other sources because I was like, I don't believe this.
Yeah.
And they're like, he was 16 when he filmed this. He's so good.
Oh, his singing's just sensational. Like, it's absolutely fantastic.
And like his mannerisms while he sings, it's
Yeah.
like when you see people playing the guitar and they make the funny faces and you're like, they're like in the zone. They're so far away from like reality. They're like in the
Hmm.
art. That's what he does. And at 16 years old, like to be that in touch with art
So,
or myself or whatever, like that's insane.
did you know that his father was apparently a famed vocal coach, which is one of
Oh,
the reasons why I think he had such great control of his voice, you know?
yeah, I
But
did
yeah,
not know that.
he's just it's like a foghorn. It's incredible. Like, it
Yeah,
really is. I mean, like, I think again, as I said before, I think everybody's fantastic in it. Truly, like the guitar players, the saxophonists, and everybody. But it's just like, yeah, it's because for better for worse, singers get a lot of the sort of like praise and like kind of focus,
yeah,
and but he
yeah,
is just
yeah.
obviously not the character, as a person, awful,
Right.
but as a singer, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would, he could have been signed, and you know what? Like based on his character, I would have quit the band too.
Yeah,
Maybe I would have held out a little longer, but
yeah.
um okay, so one of the parts that I like the best, they do so Jimmy Rabbit's like trying to put together a band, so he puts an ad in the Post and gives his home address. So these people are showing up at his house, and it's just like, random musicians. I love a good montage.
Hmm.
So it was like different musicians, different, songs,
Oh
different types
yeah.
of singing, and that was just hilarious. The band that's singing Elvis was a Cajun, and his dad's like, Elvis wasn't a Cajun, fuck off.
Yeah.
Um, he might have been, I don't know. Tennessee, he did, yeah, I'm not gonna get into Elvis right now, but I just like that whole scene. And then there's like the kid that shows up on a skateboard as
Yeah.
Jimmy Rabbit's like, close the door, auditions are over, and um this kid comes and he's on a skateboard and he's like, can I sing? And he's like, yeah. And he's like looking out the window at the kid and he's like, can I come in? And he's like, no. And the kid's like, you can't sing out here. He's like, well, you can't sing here. Like, how are you gonna sing in front of a group of people? And the kid's like, yeah, all right. And like he's like, all right. And like the
Just
kid
gets off.
skateboards away. And I was
Yeah.
like, that didn't need to be in the movie at all,
No, I agree.
but it was perfect,
Yeah.
right? Um, so
I
the
think
kid that, sorry,
mhm.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the amount they swear is so authentic as well. Like, it's just that is how a lot of people talk
Yes. Okay,
here.
so the film runs for 118 minutes. In that
Uh,
time, the word fuck is used. Guess, Andy, guess.
Jeez, I'm gonna say 80 times.
169 times.
Fuck, I'm well off.
Fuck. Yeah. It's double.
Hell
Double.
yeah. That's
I know.
that's that's beautiful. It brings a tear to my eye. That's as it should be.
Right?
As it fucking should be.
I know.
Um,
Oh, sorry. So okay, so to back up to the kid on the skateboard who auditions outside Jimmy's window, um, the boy is actually on the two of U2's covers of their albums. He's
oh
in,
really?
yeah, their 1980 album Boy and their
Yeah.
1983 album War. And
Fascinating.
he owns this now. He's like a champion skateboarder, and he owned a skate shop in Dublin. So
Wild.
I can't like I don't understand ages. Like he could have been 45, but everyone looks really, either old or young in Ireland. So
I like the shade thrown at you two in this movie as well. It was like, yeah, yeah. Who are your influences? You too. And the doors
It
immediately close in the
slams
guy's face.
slams in his
So
face.
like, yeah.
Who are
Um,
your influences? Okay, so I just one more fun
yeah.
thing. So you were talking about musicians and like how they cast people who were musicians but not actors. And I don't know what you call people that are like playing street music,
Buskers.
like street musicians.
Yeah, do you know the word
Buskers.
buskers?
Okay,
Buskers,
thank
yeah.
you. No, I don't. But I was
Okay.
like reading a fact and it said something along these lines, but I couldn't remember the actual word. I
Yeah.
don't always just copy and paste, Andy. Sometimes I
What
actually read
what?
and don't paste.
Okay.
So he was auditioning, but so Alan, what's his name? Who's the
Parker.
Parker,
Parker, yeah.
the director? He was auditioning buskers because they could play, but not
Yeah.
well, and he wanted to show the arc of like them starting off playing, street music, but then actually getting better and better and being able to play like in a band on stage.
It's yeah, that's yeah, I think they work really well in that regard.
Uh-huh.
It is kind of interesting because like, again, obviously seeing this now and like there are some people who really kind of like got very big. Like I didn't recognize Glenn Hansard at first, who is lead
Mm.
singer of the Frames, who are like a massive Irish band. But like once he let his hair down later on, I was like, oh yeah, I see it now. I absolutely see it now. Also, like I don't know whether you noticed this, but like Jimmy's sister is Andrea Corr of the Corrs. I don't know if you know who the Corrs are, but they're a
The
colossal.
oldest sister.
Yes,
I did not know that, but so the next book is based on her character.
I see. I wonder
So
if
I
she'd
don't
play
know if
the
he
role.
cast her or not. I hope he did because she was great.
Yeah, no, she's fantastic. But like again, do you know the Corrs? Have you heard of the Corrs? Were they
No,
big? Okay, so
no.
they were
The commitments were Andy.
the Commitments were, but not the Corrs. Uh, No, they were like a three female sort of like sisters, kind of vocalist slash guitar band thing. But they were, not for
Like
me. But
Hanson.
no, like a way softer sort of like, that sort of like very kind of like chart friendly sort of like, rock music with like a wee tint of like Irish sort of flute and things like that. It's
Gotcha.
the sort of thing I would imagine would go down quite well in America, honestly.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have no taste.
Um, I
Okay, I
want.
have questions.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
What does poxy mean?
Poxy. It means like pathetic, kind of small sort of thing.
Okay.
Like rubbish sort of thing. Like when if
Like that's
you're talking about, you're kind of demeaning something. If you talk about your poxy, whatever, you're saying it's like worthless. I say essentially, it's like it's a way to like make something seem smaller or less important.
okay. So you would say like that's poxy?
I think it's more like I think when I have heard it being used, it's poxy something. So, you know, take your poxy guitar and get out. It's like
Okay.
this guitar's nonsense to me. Like playing guitar's nonsense to me. So like I'm just going to demean your instrument. Out you go.
Okay. What does tosser mean?
Wanker.
Oh, okay. Like Winker's Corner.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
almost identical to wanker. It's like almost exactly the same phrase. Yeah.
Okay. Um, have you ever been to a confessional?
No, because I'm a Protestant, and
Okay. Not
Protestants don't do
Catholic.
confessional. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That those are my questions.
Um, the
Yeah.
things that can I just talk because the things that really trip me up in this film were whenever they say words that I'm just not expecting. So like the one that really got me and I had to rewind a couple of times was when Jimmy Rabbit's dad, whenever Joey came to visit, Joey the Lips came to visit, and he was on like a little kind of moped thing, and they have a meeting, and he goes back to his dad and he's like, "Where'd he come from?" And he says, "God sent him." And he says a line, and I'm like, what is that?" And he goes, "On a fucking Suzuki." I just don't expect to hear the word Suzuki out of an Irish mouth.
Uh-huh.
So it's surprising to me because I was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, okay, I get it now. He's talking about the brand of motorcycle
Yeah. 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 God sent me.
on a
A
fucking
sick
Suzuki.
on his body. It's so yeah. I need
Uh,
to know, like, I need to see this. I know you could write the script after the movie. I just want to know what was improvised and what wasn't.
that would
So
be,
yes.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the two people that were not musicians
Hmm.
or singers before the movie, who do you think those two people were?
I'm gonna Brona Gallagher maybe,
Yes.
and Johnny Murphy, the trumpet player.
Yes, so you knew that.
I didn't know. That was
Yeah,
yeah,
really?
I really didn't.
I would
I
have thought
just
the trumpet player because he's kind of like the grandfather of soul. Like I would have
but
assumed he would have been.
it also, but I'm just thinking about in terms of how they make films, they would probably want a veteran actor, probably more, to kind of ground the cast more than a musician. But like, it was a bit of a guess, but that would have been, that's why I thought, that's
Is
why
Johnny Murphy like famous?
I don't super know him. I recognize his face, and I
Okay.
think he's been in a ton of stuff, but he's not somebody who's fully, who I
In your
know very well.
periphery?
No, no, not at
Okay.
all.
Okay. Um, yeah, so Andrew Strong, they wanted his father to audition for some of the roles, and uh he brought his son, Andrew,
Hmm.
and that's how we got the role
Oh,
of the lead
interesting.
singer. Yeah. Just like happenstance, here we're hanging out with my dad. Um, he didn't look 16.
He doesn't look 16.
No, and he looks great now because like he was apparently very, very young when he made the movie, which I did not know and I still don't believe at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So to harken back to Samuel L. Jackson, our last month of movies. So Quentin Tarantino was a big fan of this movie to the point where he invited Brana Gallagher, who plays Bernie, to appear in Pulp Fiction.
Nice.
And so she was Trudy uh, when they were trying to put a hypodermic needle in Uma Thurman's chest. Yay!
Yes. I take it this was like her, if not her, one of her first roles, at least anyway. So yeah, that
I think so, yeah.
I
Um,
could see this be the sort of thing that Tarantino would like because it feels like raw in a way that I think he is always trying to approximate.
yeah. So Alan Parker is a sir.
Uh-huh.
So they're singing all these different songs, so they have to pay for licensing. Um, and I guess the most expensive piece of music for the whole production that they had to license was All You Need Is Love by the Beatles.
That makes sense.
Even though Jimmy sings like one bar, one line.
Yeah.
Um, so Sir Alan Parker estimated that the cost was more than all of the other songs in the film combined.
Wow.
So Beatles, I don't know how royalties work, but like ah just turn it down for the commitments. That's all I'm going to
Like,
say.
um, I am not too sure whether it was before or after this. I think it was after this, but Michael Jackson bought
Oh, that's right.
all the Beatles,
That's
the
why,
rights to
and
all the
he
Beatles,
and
yeah.
Paul McCartney hated each other. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and then yeah, because Paul McCartney was unhappy, but was okay with it at the time, but regretted it afterwards. Yeah,
And I think
um,
he was like, "Can I buy them?"
yeah, I was told no,
And
essentially.
and
I
he
mean,
was like,
like,
"Yeah, no."
which I get because they are going to be worth a fortune for now
Yeah.
until
Yeah. Yeah.
possibly the end of time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so any other thoughts before we maybe get into our final few wee sections here, Beth?
Um, 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 mm, not
And one of the
really.
things
Well,
one
no,
of the
go
things
ahead.
I just wanted to remark on, and it's always kind of jarring to me watching stuff like that now, is how like on the surface all the horniness is. Like they're always trying to like
Yes.
comment on the
Yes.
women or trying to have sex with the women all the time. Like, and it's
Yes.
just like this feels like a lot. It's just like a lot to deal with for the women here. It really does.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there. And it was like, I don't,
Uh-huh.
I guess it's more charming for me. I'm not representing all of America, but like it's more charming because it's in a different accent. And
Yes,
so
I
it
get it.
like,
It feels more
yeah,
harmless. Yeah,
it does. Because you're
yeah,
like, oh, that's just quaint and cute. And they're,
yeah.
being silly as they're like talking about their asses and tits and like watching them climb down a ladder. Yeah, no, I didn't really think about it. Normally I like notice that stuff, but the way they say it, it's like quite
It's
silly
just
and
like
charming.
and like and, are the fact that they thought I think one of the characters is gay because he doesn't really seem to be acting like that, and I'm like, wow, what a time. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe things haven't changed that much, but
yeah,
it was quite surprising to me.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I also because there's some line about whenever he Deco upsets the first drummer, and the
Yeah.
drummer talks about
Yes.
jamming a drumstick up his arse and tells him to have Vaseline ready and things like that.
And
Such
then the
good.
drummer quits
Yeah, the drummer
and he
quits. Yeah,
drives up like he's so kind. He like drives to her or they're trying to get their photos taken or something for the band and he's like I'm quitting and it's like fucking Deco. I can't I want to like I hate him. I hate him. But the way just the delivery of those lines,
yeah,
I like believe I believed him. Maybe he really did. I don't know. It was so
quite
believable.
quite possible. All right. So we get into our final few wee sections here. I think for me, Too Legit to Fit it was a tough one, but I think Joey the Lips Fagin takes it for me with all his like
You have to
comp
include the moped, the
the
Suzuki.
moped, but also the like weird sort of like yoga-y sort of like bags and things like that. And like but also his like kind of like Western style like suits and things. It was such a mix match of
Hawaiian
stuff, but it was great.
shirts,
Yeah,
yeah, and his like helmet that he would just kind of wear around.
amazing.
So good, so good. Yeah, I had a hard time. I was like, is he gonna say the whole band all dressed up, like Soul Brothers? Or yeah, I agree. I'm
Uh
glad you mentioned the Suzuki.
no, it was great. I think and I think the Animals Act, wait a minute. The
Okay.
Andy's
I have a
Animal
lot.
Acting
Yes.
Award for excellence in animal acting is definitely the horse about to get into the lift.
Yeah, I was okay. It was either that or there was a dog that was on top of one of those, what do you call them? They put them on like cargo
Oh,
ships, like cargo
the
containers.
yeah. Hmm.
So but it was like the dog was on top of it and he was barking at everybody and he was surrounded by barbed wire, so he
Yeah,
couldn't get down. And I was like, is it going to be this or the horse?
it's true. They're both strong contenders, but I think
Yeah.
it has to be the horse for me.
Okay.
Um,
He was a very good
okay,
horse.
it
He's
was a
just
very good
patiently
horse.
waiting.
Lots of really good horse work in that movie, I must say.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Beth, revisit, remember, refuse, or redo. What are your thoughts on the
Oh,
commitments?
revisit,
Yeah, I think
revisit.
it's absolutely
I
a
think
revisit
like
for me too.
yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you need to see it if you're listening this far
Yeah,
along. It's so good. Like, will you watch it again, do you think?
yeah, I think I might. Like, I think I've told you before, I'm not a great one for revisiting movies generally, but I would
Yeah.
watch this happily again,
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
happily again.
Okay.
So, but yeah, really, really, really fantastic. Just really like even though there is drama in it, it feels like such a nice sort of hang, and it's just the music's fantastic, and it was just like a lovely kind of place to spend time in, you know. So it was, yeah, really,
I
really
wanted to
great.
be in their rehearsal space above the bar with the pool
Yeah,
tables and like all the weirdness. It was just, ugh, it's so good. It's like, I don't know. It's the art I want to see, I'll
yeah,
say.
absolutely. Love it. Okay. So Beth, can you well, actually, no, let's do Joy first. So what has been bringing you joy this week?
See, you're trying to get out of it.
I nearly did it.
Yeah, nope, nope, not
Nearly
allowed.
did it.
I wrote this yesterday, so it doesn't really count anymore. But I wrote,
Uh-huh.
I'm finally sleeping, which is
Hey,
silly.
it's pretty good. Like,
Put those words on paper, and then now I'm like, yeah, I was up 5 times last night. But before last night, I've been sleeping, and it's like between that and yoga and like doing like my Pilates and like exercise and eating right, I'm just feeling generally like mm, more things are possible.
good.
And really, I love sleeping. And
Yeah.
now, like, instead of going to bed and being like anxious and upset about how I'm not going to sleep, like, I'm like, yeah, this is going to happen and I'm going to feel better. And that brings me so much freaking joy.
You know, I've noticed like because my sleep's all over the place, but like I have noticed whenever I change my sheets, I always sleep better for like the first week or so. So maybe it's just
Hmm.
like, I need to change my sheets more often. Maybe, Um, but like I change them pretty often, don't get me wrong, but like
The
maybe more
pharmaceutical
often than what
companies are
I
coming
do.
for you, Andy. They're
Yeah,
like, that's
exactly.
no, we know that's the secret, but you
I
have to buy a
think
pill.
I think like I remember reading a while back and it's like the recommended like you're supposed to like basically do them every like 5 or 6 days and I'm like that's insane. That feels like that is crazy talk to me, you know. But there's a happy medium to be found there. Um Okay, what's been bringing me joy is there's a game called Memories in Orbit that I'm really loving. It's like more than anything, I love a game where I can kind of like you start off and you've got this tiny wee kind of section that you're exploring, and as you kind of like get to new areas and you kind of like unlock things, you can just like explore more and like you can mark on your map wee areas that you can't quite get to, but maybe you'll be able to get to later on. I just love those games. I love like being able to like switch on a game and just spend time like exploring and like finding new areas, and it's just really delivering on that. It's also got this beautiful like art style that's like almost like a comic book. It's almost like things are like kind of sketched a little in terms of how they're colored and things like that, and it's lovely. And it's just this really kind of like story wise, this kind of meditation on kind of life and existence. You're basically on this ship that was like bringing the last set of humans to this new potential colony, and you're the kind of last remaining kind of robots on this ship essentially. But it's
Wow.
really really great stuff, and it's just exactly the sort of thing that I love, and it came out relatively recently. But
Is it like, do you already kind of know like where you're at, or are you discovering where you're at and what's around you?
you know very little. It gives you very little information up top. You just kind of know you've woken up and you're on this. You think you're on a ship, you're on some sort of like space station or something, but that's as much as you know. And then the story just kind of starts being revealed as it goes on.
Awesome. I love
But yeah,
those.
me too.
Love it.
So great. All right, Beth, could you tell everybody where they can find
You can
us?
find us at bendypodcast.com. And I'm trying to update some things so you can also find uh sorry, hold on.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, just find us at bendypodcast.com and zing yourself out from there. Please tell your friends that we exist.
mhm.
Um, and if you've got suggestions for movies we should watch in the future, send an email or find us Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, those places, and let us
Yep,
know what you think.
absolutely. Love it. All right, folks. I've just heard my dog outside barking at me, so
Bark, bark,
this
bark,
is
bark.
perfect timing. All right, folks. In that case, we have reached the end of our episode, and as always, we'd like to remind you to stay
Stay
bendy.
bendy.
Oh, let's do those pipes for our
I
commitments episode.
feel like we might start harmonizing soon.
Hell yeah. All right, we love you.
Love you guys. Bye, bye,
Bye bye.
bye.